Hello, Michael Stack here, Principal of AMAX, founder of COMPClub, and co-author of Your Ultimate Guide to Mastering Workers' Comp Costs. So some great news was released recently. Actually, the Work Comp Roundup was ranked #1 in the Best Blogs contest that was put on by workerscompensation.com. So I was super excited about that. I was obviously very happy to hear that news. And I wanted to really say thank you. I wanted to thank the Work Comp Roundup community. I know how many demands there are on your time. I know how much information is thrown at you on a day-to-day basis. So to take the time to read our materials, to subscribe to our newsletter, and specifically those who nominated our blog in that contest, I very much appreciate that. I very much appreciate you and want to thank you for your participation. For my lesson today, I want to talk about this concept of winning outcomes with the team approach and how this really functions in two different capacities, on the claim side and then also how I use this on the Work Comp Roundup blog itself. Let's talk about the claim side and how this should work in your organization and how it works to create those winning outcomes in your claims and in your work comp management program. So the technique to use here, the technique to implement and leverage is called claims calls, or it's also called a claims roundtable. And the idea here is that you're bringing together the expertise, knowledge, and perspective of different individuals to work together towards a winning outcome and a common goal. So again, you're bringing together the expertise, the knowledge, and the perspective of different individuals to work together towards a common goal of creating a winning outcome in your individual claims. So here's how this looks. You're going to want to meet regularly. And on this team that's meeting regularly, those different perspectives, that different expertise, and those different knowledge, that includes your adjuster. That includes your risk manager, or a representative from your employer, certainly. That includes your TPA, account, and case managers. And you're also going to want a medical advisor in order to bring that medical perspective to this team that's working together, meeting regularly towards that winning outcome, that common goal. So you're going to want to meet regularly. My recommendation is that this is done weekly, and you're going to set a specific time, be that Tuesday at 10 a.m., Thursday at 3 p.m., whatever that time is that works for your team, but set that time and have it on your calendars. If you're meeting monthly, that should be at a specific time. Maybe it's the first Wednesday of each month at 11 a.m., whatever that time is, but have it on your calendar so there's that expectation that that meeting will occur. Second thing is you're going to want to come to the table. Those individuals that I referenced are going to want to come to the table with the right attitude of sharing that knowledge, sharing that expertise, and working together towards that winning outcome, that common goal. Finally, the agenda for each one of these calls, for each one of these claims that you're discussing, and 5 to 10 claims is a good place to start. Obviously, the more claims that you can work on together, the better the outcomes for those claims, but 5 to 10 is a great place to start. And you're going to want to discuss the status of that individual claim. Where do things currently stand now? You're going to discuss the strategy for that claim. And then finally, the action steps. So you're going to want to discuss the status, the strategy, and the action steps. And then for each action step, if you're meeting again the following week, you're going to discuss the status of those action steps and where things stand and continue to work towards pushing that claim forward towards that winning outcome. That team approach, gaining those perspectives, will give you the best outcomes in your claims. Now, as I mentioned, the Work Comp Roundup blog itself recently did have a winning outcome, and I want to let you know that I also leveraged this team approach in the creation of the content on the Work Comp Roundup itself. And I want to recognize those individuals, those partners of mine who very willingly and openly share their expertise and share their knowledge to help in the creation of the content itself. Those individuals include the senior leadership team at Broadspire, Danielle Listenby, the CEO, Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jake Lazarevic, and Senior Vice President of Medical Management, Erica Fichter. From Ringler Associates, the Senior Vice President of National Marketing, Duke Walpert. From Express Scripts, President Stephen Webb, Senior Vice President Joe McCullison, and really the rest of the Express Scripts team on the workers' compensation side. From Tower MSA, Rita Wilson, who's their CEO. From MedSource National, President Tony Riccardi. And last but certainly not least, the Executive Vice President at Medcore, Curtis Smith. As I mentioned, those individuals have very openly and willingly shared their knowledge, shared their expertise, and opened up the doors of their organizations to share their best practices. So thanks again for your participation in the Work Comp Roundup community. And remember, your success in workers' compensation is defined by your integrity. So be great.